African Americans, also known as blacks, also known as Negroes, also known as were they born to be slaves? The answer is yes. At the end of the day, I don't know what type of genetic splicing or I don't know what happened in between when we were kidnapped from Africa up to this point. All I know is at the end of the day that a vast majority of black people were born to be slaves. And now that I know this, I can rest easy at night. I can live a wonderful and peaceful life because I've been trying to change these men and women that were meant to be slaves. And my life has been a living hell. It has. So now from now on, I know, if I go in a grocery store and I see a lady that's eating pork or buying pork or whatever have you, pork skins or whatever have you, it is not my duty to go up there to try to change her. Because she was meant to be that way. She weren't, guess what? She would change herself. And that's the problem. You see, y'all may call me a sellout and say you ain't for the people and this and that and so forth. One thing I learned throughout all my years, that the real revolution, that the real change has to start within yourself. That you have to want the change. And most black people don't want it. So why would you waste your time on them? You see, now I can go to the cookouts and laugh and joke and be fake just like all the rest of my family members are. Well, I ain't gonna say all of them. Now you won't ever hear me get into debates with Christians and Muslims or any type of religious person. Because you can believe what you want to believe at the end of the day. If you think I'm going to hell, hey, then I'm going to hell. If you truly believe that God exists and the devil exists, then that's what you believe in. And I'm not trying to change none of that. I'm not. Now I can turn on the radio and really listen to a song where a dude is saying, I shoot you with that blicky, I shoot your head off, and I sell drugs and I smoke weed. Now I'm pleasant. I can vibe with it. Because I know it is not my duty to change that man. And that he is going to be who and what he is regardless. Now I know when I go to Walmart and it's a female, she got purple, pink, yellow hair, and she talking about some what kind of money with her stomach hanging out and shit. She got a tube top with her stomach hanging out, talking about some I need a man with 6 figures. I know it ain't up to me to change her or tell her right from wrong. It's not. And for that, my life will be far more easier. Because the only person that I have to change is me. See, I come from a background where I remember when Behold a Pale Horse was out, written by William Cooper. Remember I was at Student Union reading that shit. That in if I'm not mistaken, 1994, I read that book and I was like, there's only, and Busta Rhymes said there's only 5 years left. He was talking about the Y2K bug and how when it was supposed to go from December the 31st, 1999 to January the 1st, 2000, the computers wasn't going to be able to identify that, so it was going to revert back to 1901, January the 1st, 1901. And it's going to be chaos in the street, anarchy, and all the rest of that shit. So you know what I did? I said, fuck my credit. I said, fuck the world. I'm going to stockpile on food and water. That's all I was stockpiling on. While white men were going out there getting guns and ammunition and all the rest of that shit and was really about some revolution, really about protecting and defending their family, I was out there getting bottled water and canned goods. And guess what? Out of all those years, I think, it was about 6 years. For 6 years straight, I wore army fatigues. I wore nothing but lug boots, Timberland boots throughout the summer, and I went around telling everybody that the end of the world is coming. and that the Y2K problem is happening. And then it hit December the 31st, 1999 at 11:59. And everybody said 4, 3, 2, 1. The grids still were working. The lights came on. And it was just a regular day, January the 1st, 2000. I remember believing in that cult, calling Nubians. I just knew that the Shams was going to come and get us between the year 2003, so it was said, and 2030. And then, you know what happened. They picked that child molester up. And I was so embarrassed to know that I truly believed in a man that he said he was from another planet. And that he was the grandson of Anu the Most High. Truly believed in him. But while I was believing in him, he was molesting little babies. What I'm trying to tell you, young men and young women, stop wasting your time trying to save someone. You have that Jesus Christ type ideology, and the only person that you can save is yourself. That plain and simple. It's nothing complicated to this. And the real revolution starts within, and part of that revolution is having good credit. Part of that revolution is having transportation. Part of that revolution is having money. So you may sit back and say, oh man, he's part of the world and this and that and so forth. Well, let me tell you something. I'm a vegetarian. I shop at Whole Foods. I'm telling you that the only way that you can be able to pay for organic food is cash or card or credit. Credit card, that is. I'm telling you, in order for you to get to your Black Panther meetings, your revolutionary Black Power meetings, you're gonna need a car. In order to buy books, to read about your Black history, you're gonna need money for that. In order to maintain, because if I'm not mistaken, the conscious community is all about family. So you're gonna have to, eventually you're gonna wanna start a family. Where's your family gonna live? Eventually you want to homeschool the children. How can you homeschool the children without a home to school them in? But nobody wasn't kicking that knowledge like that with me. And I spent years fucking my credit up. Now my credit's pretty decent. I'm over 700. Now I got my shit straight. But it took me years to do that. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, wow, I can't believe it took all these years for me to realize that there are a lot of Black men and women that were born to be slaves, and you cannot change that. No matter what you do and no matter what you say. That you are actually going against the laws of nature. You are. Because it's natural for that man to be who and what he is. You see, if you were to change all of these men and women that wanted to be slaves into gods, then who would pick up your trash in the morning? Who would be the garbage man? Who would, you like going to IHOP every now and then. Who's gonna serve you? Or let's just say you a classy man and you a classy woman. You go to 5-star restaurants. Who is going to serve you? Who's gonna be your bartender? Who's going to drive the plane? Drive the bus? Drive the train if you in New York to get you to and fro to work? All of the small jobs that you done fucked around and told these niggas, hey, you know what? You guards, you don't need to be doing all of this small work. And you done fucked around and took our help. Everybody plays an important part in this puzzle called life. And this is what I've learned throughout all my years. Why interrupt what's supposed to be? Because see, you could consciously believe that what you're doing is right. But the reality of it is wrong. It took me a long time to realize that. I'm going around here telling everybody they can be entrepreneurs. And they're telling me, nah, man, I just want to work 9 to 5 and that's it. I don't want to be in control. Oh, this white man got you. I'm going carrying on. And at that point in time, they're being smarter than I am. But yo, you don't understand that this is what I want. And it's crazy. So I don't get into arguments anymore. I read your comments in the comment section, and I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you. I'm just not. This Christian told me that I need Jesus. This Christian told me that I'm going to hell and that I'm gonna be with Satan if I don't change, right? And you know, they got this whole thing where Satan leads you to the mountaintop and he shows you all the riches of the land. And then how does this go? I forgot how it goes, but in layman's term, it's, you know, if you lose your soul or riches, you're soulless or whatever have you. Let me tell you something. If Satan takes me to a mountain and shows me all these riches, right, that you all talk about, right? The first thing we're going to have an agreement here is, listen, Satan, you do realize I'm not Lil Nas X. I'm not giving you no lap dance or none of that shit. That motherfucker over there got problems. So let's just get this established. Because, you know, that motherfucker is the poster boy for, you know, the alphabet community. So that's the first thing I'm not doing. I'm not giving you no lap dance. That's the first thing. The second thing is, could you give me some stock tips? Could you, you know, let me know what I need to invest in? Because it's obvious you showing me all of the riches of the world. And when I look at Jesus and what he was doing while he was on the planet, he wasn't getting no money. He ain't had no nice fade. I mean, yo, if you gonna rock long hair, whatever, at least have it trim. At least go to Supercuts. You know, because of course Jesus was white. He had to be. You know what I'm saying? God is white and the angels are white. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least Jesus could have pulled up in a Mercedes Benz. Like, he could have got from Bethlehem to Egypt and all of that, all those different places that he healed people at. He could have got there way more quicker and driving a Mercedes Benz than a goddamn camel. So hell yeah, Christians, you goddamn right. I want to go to hell. I want to have a conversation with Satan because he got the ladies, he got the money, he got the cars, he got all of that. And I'd rather have my heaven here than to roll the dice. And what I mean by that is I gotta be good, which good at times ain't bad. It's not. Which good is at times is being bad at times is being good. Like, I'll give you an example. If my old lady is like, you know, she want to get it on, I mean, don't I have to be bad to get it on with her? Like, I don't think people in heaven have sex. So, off for the rip, yo, if I can't get no pussy in heaven, I don't want it. I'd rather go to hell, man. I mean, I ain't into the orgies, and like I said, I ain't doing the Lil Nas X shit. But at the same time, you know, I can't get no pussy in heaven. Man, shit. I don't be smoking weed like that. You know what I'm saying? But if I can't smoke, roll up every now and then, heck, nah, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I drink wine and shit. You know, I can't drink no wine. We can't break bread and drink wine. I thought, Jesus, didn't you say you turned water into wine at this one party and shit that nobody knows about? It was a wedding. Like, who got married and you turned water into wine? But I can't have some of that water that you turn into wine into heaven? Man, I don't want it. I don't want it. It's some people right now, some black people right now, if they can't play the lottery in heaven, they don't want to go. Then could you at least let me tell you something. Before I get good and all the rest of that shit, could you at least show me, like, open up a curtain and show me when I die, what I get? Other than that, Satan got his shit going on. And I'm here to tell you, I'm not going to argue with you all no more. I'm just not. I'm going to accept that there were and are a lot of black people that were born to be slaves. And that if you're God, be that. That plain and simple. Stop trying to get people to replace you. If you're sitting on a throne right now, why are you trying to tell a slave, teach a slave how to dethrone you? There will always be classism. You all really thought that shit came from the white man? I'm gonna leave you with this and I'm done. I don't know too much about the 46 dynasties in Egypt, Cairo, Kemet, whatever you want to call it. I do know that there was a difference between the burial of a king and a queen than a regular ass Egyptian. So the next time you want to talk about some classism and this is look no further than Egypt. Let the gods be the gods and the slaves be the slaves.